If mornings leave you with sore muscles, lingering aches, or that heavy, stiff feeling like your body just is not ready to move, you are not alone. But what if I told you that the very first thing you eat each day could make a powerful, positive difference? Today we are going to reveal 3 simple anti-inflammatory breakfasts that can help you start your day with less pain and more freedom of movement. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple, science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. And to guide us through these healing morning meals, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life teaching the profound power of using our food as a gentle daily medicine. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben.
Doctor, before we get to the specific breakfasts, let's talk about the problem itself. Why is it that so many seniors feel that their muscle and their joint pain is at its absolute worst in the morning?
It is a very common and a very frustrating experience. The body has been still and at rest for many hours.
That is exactly right. While we are sleeping, our circulation naturally slows down. This can allow inflammatory compounds that are in our system to pool and to settle in our joints and in our muscle tissues. It's a phenomenon that scientists sometimes call the gelling phenomenon, where the natural fluid in our joints can become thicker and less fluid. And this is what leads to that feeling of deep stiffness and that achiness when you first try to move in the morning.
And the very first meal of the day is a powerful message that you send to your body. You can choose to send it a message of more inflammation with sugars and processed foods, or you can choose to send it a message of healing with gentle, nourishing, anti-inflammatory foods. Today, we will choose healing.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about. Dr. Hinohara is going to walk us through his morning muscle soothing protocol. It features 3 different and delicious breakfasts, each one specifically designed to help with a different type of muscle and joint pain. We will cover the warming soother, the cooling protector, and the rebuilding fuel. It is a true blessing to know that we can begin each new day with a simple act of intentional nourishment for the bodies we have been given. If you are ready to start your day with less pain and more comfort, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and this guide is full of delicious and healing solutions. Okay, doctor, let's get right into your morning muscle soothing protocol. You've grouped these breakfasts into different categories based on the type of pain they help with. What is our first breakfast, the one that you call the warming soother?
Yes. This first breakfast is especially for the person who is dealing with a deep, stiff, and what often feels like an old pain. This is a kind of achy and stiff discomfort that we often see with osteoarthritis. For this type of pain, we need a meal that is both warming to the body and powerfully anti-inflammatory. Our first breakfast is a simple, warm, and very comforting bowl of oatmeal with turmeric and ginger. I had a patient, a woman in her early 70s. She was suffering from very bad osteoarthritis in her hands and in her knees. She told me that the mornings were by far the worst part of her day. Her hands would be so stiff and swollen when she woke up that she often had trouble buttoning her own shirt, and her knees would ache with a deep, grinding pain that made her not want to get out of her favorite chair in the morning. We taught her this very simple breakfast ritual. Every single morning before anything else, she would make herself a small, warm bowl of simple oatmeal, and she would stir in a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of ginger, and a tiny pinch of black pepper. After about a month of this consistent daily ritual, she came to my office and she told me something wonderful. She said the pain was not completely gone, of course, but the fire that she used to feel in her joints felt like it had been turned down. The painful stiffness was less severe, and she was able to move much more freely and comfortably in the mornings. That simple, warm, soothing, and anti-inflammatory meal was helping to calm her entire system from the inside out.
That is a beautiful and a very hopeful story, and it shows the incredible power of using our food as a gentle daily medicine. Let's break down the science of why this simple combination is so incredibly effective for that deep arthritic type of pain. Let's start with the oats themselves. Oatmeal is not just a cozy and a filling food. It is full of a very special type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber is incredible for helping to stabilize your blood sugar. And this is a key point that most people with arthritis completely miss. Those sharp spikes and crashes in your blood sugar that you can get from a sugary breakfast like a donut or a sweet cereal are very, very inflammatory. By keeping your blood sugar levels nice and steady, the oatmeal helps to create a calm, non-inflammatory environment in your body for the entire morning.
But the real power comes from the spices.
That's right. As the source text for our video says, the real power players here are the turmeric and the ginger. You can think of them as a natural 1-2 punch against the inflammation that causes muscle and joint pain. The curcumin in turmeric is a master at calming the inflammatory pathways in the body that are responsible for the swelling and the stiffness in the joints. And the gingerols that are found in ginger are also powerfully anti-inflammatory, and they have the wonderful added benefit of boosting your circulation and bringing a natural warming sensation to the body. And of course, we must always mention the secret key that unlocks the incredible power of the turmeric. As we have discussed before on Healthier Daily, you must always add just a tiny pinch of black pepper to any dish that contains turmeric. The piperine that is in the black pepper has been shown to increase your body's absorption of that healing curcumin by up to 2,000%. Without that tiny pinch of pepper, you are simply not getting the full anti-inflammatory benefit. Now, doctor, what is the best kind of oats for our viewers to use? And are there any other healthy additions that people can make to this wonderful breakfast?
Yes, it is always best to avoid the instant pre-flavored oatmeal packets that you find in the store, as they are often full of hidden sugar. You should choose the simple steel cut or the old-fashioned rolled oats. And for a wonderful healthy topping that adds even more benefit, a simple sprinkle of Ceylon cinnamon is a perfect choice. As we know, cinnamon also helps with blood sugar regulation, and it adds a beautiful, warm, and comforting flavor. Adding a small handful of walnuts for healthy fats or some fresh berries for extra antioxidants are also wonderful ways to make this breakfast even more powerful.
It is a perfect example of how these simple, blessed gifts from the earth can be combined with a little bit of wisdom to create a powerful and a very healing meal to start our day. So that warm, spicy oatmeal is the perfect warming soother for that deep, stiff, and often arthritic type of pain that so many seniors feel in the morning. But doctor, what about for a different kind of pain? What about for a more generalized body-wide muscle soreness, perhaps from a condition like fibromyalgia, where the whole body just feels achy and inflamed? What is the second breakfast in your protocol, the one you call the cooling protector?
Yes, for a more generalized inflammatory pain, we often need a different approach. We need a breakfast that is cooling, soothing, and deeply protective for the entire system. For this, our second breakfast is one that looks like a delicious dessert, but it works inside the body like a powerful medicine. It is chia seed pudding topped with fresh berries. This is a wonderful choice for the person who feels achy all over. I had a patient, a woman in her 60s, who was suffering from fibromyalgia. She described her condition to me as feeling like her muscles were always bruised and sore to the touch. She told me that sometimes warm and spicy foods would actually make her feel worse. She needed something that was very gentle and very cooling for her system. We had her start her day with this simple, cool, and creamy chia seed pudding topped with a generous handful of fresh blueberries. She would prepare it the night before, so it was always ready and waiting for her in the morning with no effort. After a few weeks of this new morning ritual, she came back to my office and she told me that the volume of her daily pain had been turned down. The pain was still there, of course, but she said was much less intense. The cooling omega-3 rich breakfast was helping to calm her body's overactive inflammatory response.
That is a wonderful story, and it shows the deep importance of matching the right food to the right type of inflammation. Let's break down the science of this cooling protector because it is so powerful. The magic of the chia seeds comes from their incredibly high concentration of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids in the form of ALA. As we know, unlike the pro-inflammatory omega-6 fats that are so common in the modern American diet, these special omega-3s work to calm inflammation throughout the entire body. They are a direct antidote to that feeling of being sore all over. And as we have discussed before on Healthier Daily, when you soak the chia seeds, they form that beautiful healing gel. This gel is not only incredibly hydrating for your body's tissues, but it also supports a healthy gut microbiome. And as we now know, the gut is the command center for our entire immune system. A calm gut leads to a calm body.
And then you add the berries on top, and the healing power is multiplied.
It really is. All of the beautiful dark-colored berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries are absolutely loaded with powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins. These are the natural compounds that give them their deep red, blue, and purple colors, and they are some of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories that we know of. They are masters at neutralizing the free radicals that can damage our muscle cells and slow down our body's natural recovery process. And of course, berries are also packed with vitamin C, which is absolutely essential for rebuilding the healthy collagen in all of our connective tissues, which helps to keep our muscles and our joints flexible. Now, doctor, what is the best way to prepare this simple and delicious pudding?
It is one of the easiest breakfasts in the entire world because you make it the night before. You simply take about 3 tablespoons of chia seeds and you mix them into 1 cup of your favorite milk. Unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk are wonderful, gentle choices. You must stir it very well, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then you must stir it one more time. This second stir is very important to prevent any clumps from forming. Then you simply put it in your refrigerator overnight. In the morning, you will have a beautiful, thick, and creamy pudding that is ready to eat. You can then top it with your fresh berries.
And are there any other healthy additions people can make to this pudding to boost it even more?
Yes, if you need more protein to support your muscle recovery, you can stir in a scoop of a clean protein powder or a tablespoon of a good almond butter. If you want to add even more anti-inflammatory power, a tiny pinch of the turmeric or the ginger that we discussed in our last section can also be added. It is a very versatile and a very forgiving recipe.
It's a beautiful example of how blessed we are with these foods that can be both delicious like a dessert and powerfully healing for our bodies at the same time. This is so practical. We love sharing this kind of information with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So that warm oatmeal is the perfect warming soother for that deep, stiff, arthritic type of pain. And the cool and creamy chia pudding is the perfect cooling protector for that more generalized body-wide muscle soreness. Doctor, what is the third and final breakfast in your morning muscle soothing protocol? You call this one the rebuilding fuel. Who is this breakfast for?
Yes, our final breakfast is specifically for the person who is trying to be active but finds that they are struggling with slow recovery and a lot of soreness after their activity. This breakfast is the rebuilding fuel avocado and smoked salmon on a piece of whole grain toast. It may look like something from a fancy cafe, but it is one of the most powerful and effective muscle repairing meals you can eat. I had a patient, a gentleman in his early 70s. He was very dedicated to his health and he loved his daily morning walks in the park. But he came to see me because he was feeling very discouraged. He told me that for the rest of the day after his walk, his leg muscles would feel very sore and very fatigued. He felt like his activity was depleting him, not energizing him. I looked at his routine and I discovered that his post-walk meal was just a simple piece of plain toast with a little bit of jam. It was not nearly enough to help him repair the good work he had done on his walk. We had him make one simple change. After his walk, he would come home and he would make this simple, beautiful meal for himself. After about a month of this new habit, he came back to my office and he was like a new man. He told me that the post-walk soreness was completely gone and that he now felt energized, not depleted, after his walks. He was finally given his muscles the exact building blocks and the anti-inflammatory support that they needed to be able to repair themselves properly.
That is a perfect story because it highlights the critical importance of that post-activity meal. This breakfast is like therapy on toast, as the source text for our video so beautifully says. Let's break down the incredible synergy of these powerful ingredients. Let's start with the foundation of the meal, the avocado. This creamy, wonderful fruit is absolutely packed with those healthy monounsaturated fats. These good fats are powerfully anti-inflammatory, so they are helping to calm the soreness and the inflammation that is caused by the exercise. And on top of that, avocados are also very rich in the mineral potassium, which, as we know, is so important for preventing muscle cramps and for ensuring proper muscle function.
And then you add the smoked salmon.
And the healing benefits become even more powerful. The salmon provides two absolutely critical things for recovery. First, it is one of the richest natural sources of the animal-based omega-3 fatty acids, DHA and EPA. These are even more potent and direct anti-inflammatories than the ALA that we find in chia seeds. And second, the salmon provides a huge dose of high-quality, easily digested protein. This protein is what provides the direct amino acid building blocks that your muscles desperately need to be able to repair the tiny micro tears that are naturally created during your walk. So with the salmon, you are providing both the powerful anti-inflammatory tools and the essential rebuilding tools all in one delicious food. Now, doctor, the foundation of this entire meal is the piece of toast. What is the best kind of bread for our viewers to use?
It is very important that you choose a high-quality, dense 100% whole grain bread or a traditional, naturally fermented sourdough bread. The extra fiber is very important for your gut health and for slowing down the digestion of the meal to give you steady, stable energy for the rest of the day. You must avoid the simple white processed bread, as that will just cause inflammation.
And what about for our viewers who might not eat fish? Is there a good plant-based alternative for the smoked salmon in this meal?
Yes, there are several wonderful plant-based alternatives. A very simple one would be to mash some chickpeas into the avocado to create a beautiful protein-rich spread very similar to a hummus. Or you could simply sprinkle a generous amount of the hemp seeds that we have discussed on other videos on top of the avocado. This would also provide a wonderful source of complete plant-based protein to help your muscles to rebuild.
It is a wonderful example of how we can use the blessed abundance of nature to create a meal that is both incredibly delicious and deeply healing for our bodies. Doctor, this has been an incredible and a very practical guide. You have given our viewers a full morning muscle-soothing protocol featuring 3 delicious and powerful breakfasts to fight back against daily muscle pain. We have the warming oatmeal with turmeric and ginger for that deep arthritic pain. We have the cooling chia seed pudding for that generalized all-over soreness. And we have the rebuilding avocado and salmon toast for post-activity recovery. This is a powerful food-based approach to senior health. By choosing the right breakfast for their specific type of muscle pain, our viewers can truly start their day with a powerful message of healing. This knowledge is such an empowering part of a proactive senior health strategy. It is a delicious and a very natural way to fight back against the stiffness and the soreness of chronic muscle pain and to live a more comfortable and active life.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. The first choice that you make in the morning, which is your first meal, can truly change how you feel for the entire rest of the day. I encourage you to start your day with a meal that heals, and you will be sending a powerful message to your body that you are on its side in the wonderful journey of health.
That is a beautiful message, Doctor. A meal that heals. It's a wonderful reminder to be good stewards of our health, starting each blessed day with an act of intentional and loving nourishment for our bodies. And of course, the wisest first step is always to speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have any existing health conditions. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes. If you found this guide helpful and are excited to try one of these delicious and healing breakfasts, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who you know might be struggling with morning aches and pains. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next practical health guide. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, which of these 3 muscle-soothing breakfasts are you most excited to try first? Please share your choice in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well,